As we've been reporting, President Biden is in Florida to tour the hurricane-ravaged city.
The president will discuss the federal government's response to the ongoing recovery efforts.
Let's bring in Craig Fugate now for more on this. He is the former Federal Emergency Management Agency Administrator, FEMA Administrator, under the Obama administration, and he is also the Chief Resilience Officer at One Concern. Craig, so good to have you back on the show. So tell us, the president is obviously meeting with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis today. As someone who's part of several recovery efforts, how important is this showing of bipartisan solidarity following a natural disaster like this?
Well, I think it's part of the message you want to send. This is about the survivors. It's not about the politics, and that it's about what government does, not which party is in control. So one is to reassure people that the state and the federal government work as a team, but it's also to put emphasis on the survivors and the next steps as these communities start to rebuild. You know, it's often said that the president's role is consoler in chief. I saw this when I worked for President Obama. I'd been out on disasters with then Vice President Biden. And so a lot of this is already happening in the background. The teams are working together, but this is the public reaffirmation of federal government, which is us, the federal taxpayers, are behind the state, behind these local communities, and that none of these agencies are leaving when the cameras leave. This is going to be a long-term recovery. It's going to be a very difficult recovery, but that's the message you want to send. We as a nation are here to help these communities rebuild.
Craig, why wasn't the help already in place? The president declared a major disaster in Florida last week. That opened up federal funding to the state. Florida is no stranger to storms like this. It was well forecasted. Where it made landfall was within the margin of error leading up to the storm for a good day. And as we saw from our own correspondent on the ground reporting, there's still people there now who don't have the basics like food and water. So talk to us about how money is going to be spent and why days after this storm made landfall, we still have people in Florida who need the basics.
Well, first of all, your images showed water and food being handed out. And I think that's the first mistake, is thinking that FEMA does all this stuff. It's actually a lot of volunteer agencies. You saw the food banks. FEMA's been supporting the state. But the priority of a lot of the government response in the early days was search and rescue, getting into areas. And now that they have turned on a disaster, because communications is still bad in some areas, FEMA's got people on the ground that are going out into neighborhoods to start checking on getting people registered and that assistance. But the priorities we have to focus on when you have this big of an impact: search and rescue first, immediate needs. And then what I think is going to be a huge challenge in the next phase is going to be, where are people going to stay, the temporary housing, as they start looking at rebuilding.
And Craig, you traveled around with President Obama when you were FEMA administrator. Given your experience, tell us, what are the biggest challenges that emergency crews are facing on the ground right now? And what are the key steps that the agency needs to account for along the road to recovery?
Well, this is the pivot. As you know, search and rescue operations and recovery operations are still taking place. They are now pivoting to meeting the immediate needs, the mass care, and now starting to set the stage and provide both financial assistance and housing assistance to start setting the stage for recovery. So as water and power is restored to where it can be restored, next steps will be things like getting schools back open, where they can be reopened, getting those types of services back up. Because I think there's this tendency that everything is like waiting until something is done before you go to the next step. And it isn't. It's all happening simultaneously. But because this is a large area, and in other parts of the state, we still have floodwaters rising. This is a very dynamic response. So the priority is life safety, life sustaining, and then setting that stage for recovery, which is where FEMA will take on more of that role through the individual assistance program, through both financial assistance to people who didn't have insurance, as well as starting to work on the temporary housing needs that these communities and these areas are going to have.
It's a good point that there are so many different layers to emergency response to these major storms, a lot of moving pieces and different agencies as well involved. It's great to kind of get your insight on that. Former FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.